An unchanged team from Burnley. What did you make of that?
A bit surprised. I mean, there's a lot of complaints from my friends and stuff like that about not starting Minty and Matoma at the same time. You know, considering for the first time in a while they both seem fully fit. But I don't think you can really drop Gomez. I don't really know what Gomez has done wrong to be dropped. Yeah, he's not a right winger, but he works so hard, and it's a big part of how we play under this resurgence we've had under Hersler for the last month and a bit. So yeah, I'm not massively against it, and eventually we got what we wanted because Gomez had to go off injured, didn't he? And then we got Matoma and Minty. But I didn't really see much to change. Ayari seems to be deputising for Milner quite well, and ultimately there's a lot more future for Yassin Ayari at this club than James Milner. That's not to say that James Milner is terrible and has no future here. It's just more, in a case of he's a younger version, isn't he?
No, I agree. Obviously, pretty gutted to see Thiago Gomez go off injured because he has been incredible for us this season. You know, he's had a lot of haters from Brighton fans, but he's kind of turned it around us. And I mean, he works hard every single game. Might not produce amazing moments every single game, but you can tell he tries, and that's what you want. And I think that's why Hersler picks him all the time. But to be able to bring Kerry Matoma off on the bench is so good. It just shows how strong our squad can be when they're all fit.
Yeah, 100%, and that we do have the depth in there. We do.
I think De Zerbi also knew how important that second goal was, because when Simmons hit the post and then they flustered the chance, or flustered the chance's word? I don't know.
Fired it over.
Yeah, fired it over, whatever. He was on his knees on the touchline. He obviously knew that two goal cushion would have been massive for them.
Yeah.
And that is because we have the quality in our team to produce a goal like Matoma's. What a fucking finish that was. I mean, shock the assist was from Pascal Gross, first of all. What a ball in from Pascal. But yeah, the finish to match it, Jack, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Ball hadn't even bounced and he just took it on his left foot, and an incredible technique to put it in.
I once scored a goal like that at Battersea 5 or something.
Really?
It was special, that one. That one came over the top. It was like Van Persie against
Villa.
Aston Villa, back in the day. But or like Mata versus someone, because
against Man United. I saw someone tweet it. I was like, how did you pick that out straight away?
And it's literally like a carbon copy, isn't it? But no, I think we've brought back Pascal, haven't we, from Dortmund, and it's like he's never left, isn't it? It really is, and I don't think we can understate in every single game how important Pascal Gross being back is and how good it is. I didn't actually think Pascal had the greatest of games yesterday, and this is sort of shows how good he is. That I thought he had one of his poorer games since he's returned, yet he still puts in such a beautiful pinpointed cross that it basically changes the game, and he is the one bit of quality that gets us back in it. And he's not a man blessed with pace, but he never has been. And to put in a ball of that quality just for two quality players to finish that shows that there's a lot of top quality in this side.
It's quite frustrating knowing that we didn't have him last season, because being that close to a European finish, I know we finished in a Conference League spot, but for Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But how many more points would we have got if we had Pascal Gross in the team last
100%.
season?
I think about that every day, Ben. Every waking moment of my life.
Do you remember when Fabian Hersler joined? He said this team's going to be revolved around Pascal, and then obviously he moved to Dortmund. That was really, really sad.
And I think I think that's is very much a what if moment. What if Brighton had Pascal Gross last season and we had that quality, and you could have provided so much more. But everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? And you can't look back on life forever, can you? Sort of doing this and this. Well, you can, but that it is what it is. And I think everybody's happy that he's back. The players, the management, the club, the fans, everyone is over the moon to have him back. So, and I am. I'm over the moon to have him back. And then we haven't quite touched on the finish, but it just shows what an amazing player Karu Matoma is. Like he's
not celebrating at all, really. Done a little knee slide, but if Xavi Simons scores that, he would have had his top off like he did do. in the first half. Like, it's such a good goal, but you can just tell that's what he has in him. That's the quality of the player. Because he didn't overreact. He was just like, yeah, that's just a normal goal.
There's been a lot of discussion this season about, like, opposition fans going, oh, Mitoma's washed, Mitoma's finished. But he's had injuries, and I do believe if he hadn't got that back injury, what was it, against Sheffield United? That must be almost 2 years ago now, just before we went to Rome. If he hadn't got that back injury and been out for that time, he would have been at the very top now, and I think we'd be having conversations about him in the same sort of ilk as some of the best players in the world right now, who are like your Doués, your Elises, and I'm sure Palace fans are going to hear that and think I'm saying Mitoma. But Mitoma was at that level, but he just hasn't been able to maintain it due to fitness, and that it's the downfall of many a great players, isn't it? Fitness and it's little flashes like that where you suddenly see it and you're like, wow, this guy's fucking mustard, isn't he?
Yeah, he's incredible. Well, obviously with Gomez being injured,
and what a time to score it as well.
Yeah, I know. Going at half time at 1-0. But I mean, is Mitoma a must start against Chelsea on Tuesday night?
Oh, I mean, yeah, he is, but we'll have to see on his fitness because he came off, didn't he? So
yeah.
And obviously there is still a fitness issue with Carew. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. But he scored and he was on the pitch for that moment, and those are the moments you remember. Mm-hmm.